whatever those things that we do to get off the path, the important thing is to come back. Ernest says, nothing is real unless you make it real. Nothing can hurt you unless you allow it to hurt you. Refuse to have the feelings hurt. And I would add to that, especially by yourself. Refuse to receive anyone's criticism and condemnation. And for me, it's mostly in my head that I'm doing that. In the independence of your own mentality, know that you are wonderful. This is not conceit. This is the truth. Nothing is real unless you make it real. And so what are we making real? What is it that is so tempting for us to go off the path that says all is well, all is one. We are created out of love. Love is what we are. Everything is wonderful. What is it that says, nah, not there, not there. I'm even charging off the path on this one with a blazing sword of fire. No, come back. Come back. Most of the time we find ourselves triggered off and we don't even think. We're reacting. And reaction is not creation the way we want it to be. Reaction creates, but it doesn't create consciously. We are not even thinking when we're reacting. The fight or flight mechanism kicks in, the adrenals go crazy, all the blood goes to your limbs so that you can either fight or run. It's a biochemical response that is, there for our survival, but where does that blood come from? Your brain. And so as soon as you react, as soon as we react, we get stupid. And some of us do stupid things. Just come back. Do you know that an airplane is off course 99% of the time? But they're really good at coming back. Airplanes zigzag their way to their destination, and a lot of that has to do with crosswinds. The winds just blow them off course, and so they come back. And so we get blown off course. But if we never correct and come back, then we don't have the opportunity to get where we want to go. So I want us all to get off our own backs and stop holding up this idealized image that says, now we have to be spiritually perfect, and every word that comes out of our minds, our mouths, have to be in complete alignment with principle. Because it's never going to happen. It's not what happens to us, it's how we happen to it. And so if we can let ourselves off the hook, we can have what's called the second thought. Oh my God, I thought that, now I've got to live it. Well, if you don't ever think a second thought, that's true. But we have the ability to think again. We have the ability to choose again. We have the ability to correct and go back to oneness, back to love, back to clarity, back to joy. And it doesn't really matter, other than the longer you wait, the worse the circumstances get. It doesn't really matter how long it's been. So let's say you've been off course with this ex-spouse, ex-significant other, ex-business associate. You've been off course with them for decades. Come back. Come back. Not forgiving someone is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. It only kills us. So come back. Whatever it is that has tempted you to go outside of the idea that spirit is all that there is, that everything really is wonderful, it's beautiful, it's prosperous and healthy and whole. Whatever it is that has convinced you to go another way, just come back. Realize that the door is always open. It's like Motel 6, you know? Spirit will keep the light on. The door is always open and you can always make that shift. And it doesn't even matter how far off course you've gone. You can always get back. Sometimes it just is a thought. Sometimes it's a word. Sometimes it takes a deed. But understand that you are always at choice as to how you demonstrate this teaching. And this teaching means nothing if we're not demonstrating it. You are always at choice inside of your own head, inside of your own heart, as to how this manifests in the world. And one of the things that I love about our center is our tagline is welcome home. And whenever people go off, whether they move away to Germany or whether they've just gone off the path for a little while, whenever they come back, we say welcome home. And I think that our ability as a community to get back to center, to get clear about who we are and what's going on, and that it is all inside of us, and that we have the ability at any moment to reposition our thought and our consciousness to experience and demonstrate the best life ever, the fact that we can do that is a statement of how we have grown. And so I want to say to you, if you find yourself off the path, it's easy. Just come back. And when you come back, you will be met with open arms that say, welcome home.